In today's video, we will be looking at demand. And these are the points on the spec we are covering. So, what is demand? It can be defined as the number of goods or services that customers are willing and able to buy at a given price. Now we know what it means, it is important that you can draw a demand graph. On the y-axis, we have price, and on the x-axis, we have quantity demanded. And here is our demand curve. The demand curve slopes from left to right because the relationship between price and quantity demanded is inverse. This means the higher the price, the less will be demanded, and vice versa. For example, say the price of a good was £50, then only 2 units would be demanded. However, if the price was lowered to £10, we can see an increase in units demanded, from 2 to 10. Now we know this, we can move on to the difference between movements and shifts in the demand curve. A movement along the demand curve means the curve stays in the same place and is affected by changes in price. We can demonstrate this using a graph as shown. As we can see, at price P1, the quantity demanded is Q1. However, if the price was lowered to P2, then the quantity demanded moves all the way over to Q2. And as we can see here, there has been a movement along the demand curve. On the other hand, a shift in the demand curve means the curve itself moves and is caused by factors other than price. A shift to the right indicates an increase in demand, and this is what the graph would look like. As we can see, the demand curve D1 is moved to the right to become D2. This means that P1 now moves from Q1 to Q2, in effect meaning more is demanded for the same price, or the same quantity would be demanded at a higher price. A shift to the left, however, indicates a decrease in demand, and this is what the graph for that would look like. As we can see, the demand curve D1 moves to the left this time to become D2. This means the quantity demanded at P1 moves from here at Q1 to here at Q2, effectively indicating that less is demanded at the same price, or the price would have to be lowered to have the same quantity demanded as before. As previously mentioned, shifts in the demand curve are caused by factors other than price. But what exactly are these factors? Well, they could be change in taste and fashion, changing demographics, changes in income, external shocks, advertising or branding, the price of complementary goods, the price of substitute goods, or the seasonality of the product or service. Now we have briefly covered the factors that influence a shift in the demand curve. Let's look at them in more detail and discuss some potential examples for each. A change in taste or fashion could be the rising popularity of various superfoods, including avocados, in the recent years. Demographics may cause a demand shift in the way that if the population is aging rapidly, then demand for products such as stair lifts may increase. Changes in income can also play a big role in demand shifts. For example, if people are getting richer, they may demand luxury items like designer clothes more. However, if people are getting poorer, they will demand cheaper, inferior goods such as own brand supermarket food. Next, we can move on to external shocks, an example of which being the impact on the demand for toilet roll which COVID-19 caused. Furthermore, in terms of seasonality, there is far higher demand for Christmas decorations in the couple of months leading up to December as compared to the rest of the year, and demand for sun cream is at its highest in the summer months. As far as advertising goes, the principle of how it shifts demand is quite simple. The more a business advertises, the more people will see their product, and so the likelihood of people buying it will increase. An example of the impact of the price of substitutes on demand shifts is as follows. If BMW were to raise the price of their cars, then their competitors such as Mercedes and Audi would see a rise in demand. Finally, the way that the price of complementary goods impacts shifts in demand is simple. If a good that is consumed with another becomes more expensive, then they will both see a fall in demand. For example, if the price of car insurance rose, then the demand curve for cars would shift to the left. Anyway, that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. If the video was helpful in any way, make sure to like, subscribe and share it with your friends.